In this video, we are going to learn about how to pass command line arguments to a C program in Visual Studio Code. Then we'll understand the data type of command line argument is a pointer to a pointer of type character. So let us understand all the steps one by one. Let's get started. Here we have C program which prints all the command line arguments. In this program we have modified our main function which takes a number of arguments that we're passing and the array of arguments themselves. Each argument will be one character array. So later we'll understand that why data type is character pointer. As a first step, I'm printing the address of this argv variable, and I also print what is the content of that argv variable. Once that is done, I print address of each character array. We can run this program by right clicking and run code, but when I do that, it will work without any arguments. Now we can run this program by passing command line arguments using this. We specify the name of the program, which is cmd args.exe. Now I can pass my command line arguments like this. If I hit enter key, it will print all the command line arguments. So here I have passed 5 arguments, where first argument is the name of the program itself. Then we have arguments. There is another way to pass command line arguments using launch configuration. To use that, we need to install one extension called launch buttons. So we need to search for launch buttons. It's available here and we need to install it. In my Visual Studio Code, I already installed it. The reason for installing that launch button is so that I can directly run a specific launch configuration by clicking this button. Now let us understand how I can write launch configuration using which I can supply command line arguments that I want. We can do that by going to run and open configurations. So it is going to open one file called launch.json. Now here I modified this file, but let me show you what will be the initial content. So you'll see here option to add configuration. Once you do that, default configuration will be added and you can see what will be the default configuration. We need to modify 2 options. One option is the name of the program. So here we need to write what is the name of our program, and initially here you will get one blank array like this. So here I am writing these arguments welcome to apply IT. Now here I am considering this apply IT as a single argument. Once you do this settings in this launch.json file, now I can run this configuration using this button. So we'll see yes, new command prompt has been started and we can see the addresses of all the command line arguments. Now let us try to understand the output. So first we get address of argv is some address we are getting, which I have represented here as one variable argv. The address of that variable itself is some number, so I have represented it as y. Then we have content of argv, which is actually some address. So we'll understand what is that address. Now let us try to understand address of argv, argv of 0, argv of 1, argv of 2 and argv of 3. So you can see the first address is address of argv, which is this address in this case. Then the address of the second array element, which is argv of 1, is the previous address plus 8. So here it is, the first address is on, I'm considering last 2 digits. So first address was 64, then the address of argv is 72. Then same way we have address for argv of 2, which is x plus 16, so which is 64 plus 16, which is 80. Same way address of argv of 3 is x plus 24, which is 64 plus 24, which is 88. Now this each element is one address which is pointing to one character array, which is a string. So in C language, a string is represented as one character array. Same way we have command line arguments, and those command line arguments are pointed by this pointer, where this pointer itself is stored in one array. So you can see here, this each element is a character string. So data type of that is character pointer. We have many such elements which are stored in one array. So this whole is an array of type character pointer, which means that it is an array of elements where data type of each element is character pointer, and therefore the data type of this argv is character pointer, because this variable will be pointing to an array of type character pointer. When we start our program, such array will be created and all the command line arguments will be stored, and the starting address of this argv will be supplied to our program, and we are getting that into our program here in this argv. So that was understanding about how we can pass command line arguments to our C program using Visual Studio Code, and we also understood that why data type of this command line argument is character pointer. Thanks for watching.